I'm Deborah.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Karis.
Welcome
to the Doc Podcast.
Wow. How are you ladies doing today?
Great.
Lovely.
Lovely. Well, I'm sure our viewers can see that our studio looks a little different today.
Yes.
We have a
I
different
feel
setup.
like we went into corporate mode.
We went in corporate mode.
That's what this feels like. The white light, we're usually a yellow, soft tone.
Yeah, it's a little different for sure. But we're excited today. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have guests with us. We're really honored to have my big sis,
Not
my
the
older
little.
sister, and my niece with us today on our podcast. And so we're so excited to have them. They're in town. And so we figured it'd be awesome to invite them and join them to the conversation.
Well, yes.
All right, Victoria, we have to introduce ourselves the same way. So I have to say, I'm Heather.
And I'm Victoria.
And we're glad to join you on the podcast.
Yay.
Yeah, we're so excited that you all have agreed to come to the doc.
Mm-hmm.
So we typically start with a fishbowl question. So we'll do that and then we'll jump into our topic if that's okay with everybody.
Yes. I'm just looking to see what these
Her
are.
acting like we didn't just talk about this in the car.
Okay.
It's like-
Which one should we pull from?
You usually feel
You
very
hold all the
strongly about
power.
which bowl you pick
Okay,
from.
we'll do this. We'll do this one.
Okay.
Okay. Am I? Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I wanted a more lighthearted question. Oh, this isn't as lighthearted. Anyways, what is the hardest part about living out your faith at school, work, or online without feeling totally isolated?
Wow.
Wow.
How's
So
it-
that
how's
was
it
not
easy?
lighthearted.
That's
I
a
know.
lighthearted question. Okay. It's a good question, though.
It is. So,
What's the hardest part about living out your faith?
yeah. Without feeling like isolated. No one got an answer?
I mean, I thought it was going to be like, what's your favorite color? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't
I was trying to
think this
think.
was going to be like,
Do you want me to do a different one?
It depends. I feel like the hardest part is like just like trying to constantly remind yourself that you're like not the only one. Like at my school, there's not a lot of like Christians,
yeah.
and I'm on like the basketball team, so it's like it's just really a different world. But at like summer camp and stuff, like the Christian camps I go to, there's a lot more like Christian young girls. So I have a lot of friends there. So it's like the realization that I'm not like alone in it, but it's just like I might feel like I'm the only one at the time.
Juicy.
Yeah.
I think for me, so our work is in Christian spaces. So we live and do life on a Christian college campus. And so I think the pressure for me is like trying to represent the Lord well to people who I want to have a better relationship with the Lord. And then sometimes, you put that pressure on yourself to like make sure you don't have a bad day or miss the mark because you wouldn't represent the Lord as well. I don't think it's always, you have to be careful not to do it to yourself all the time. But I think sometimes that's the tension I live with.
Mm.
Yeah. I agree with that. I feel like it's definitely hard because do you like feel like I feel like everyone kind of knows I'm a Christian, so they're like watching me to like see me like mess up or like say something wrong. But yeah, that's why we're talking about the power of words today.
Yes.
And how your words can influence other people either in a good way or in a bad way.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you was going to do one more.
Oh, do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had an older or younger mentor? And what did they teach you about Jesus that you couldn't have learned on your own?
I thought these were the lighthearted ones.
Hard to date.
It's
I was
just a
wanting her to
mentor.
pick up what's your favorite food.
That's a great question. I'll answer that question. When I think of mentors that I've had in terms of like people of faith, I think about family members also, in addition to, people like pastors or other leaders at churches that I attended. But I think for me, I think what mentors have shown me is just that, through their experience, like they've been able to share stories about how the faith journey is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And so when you're looking at, your relationship with God, there'll be peaks, there'll be valleys, there'll be ups, there'll be downs. There will be times when your faith is really strong. There'll be times when you're feeling less strong, and not to, not to think like, oh my gosh, like you all say, like not to crash out. But that, just hang in there, keep praying, keep seeking God, even in the times where you feel like, God is not with you, that you just hang in there, and then, eventually things will turn around. But that you can't look at your faith walk as like a sprint, like you're just always going to be like feeling like God is right next to you and so close to you, and you're like in a high mountaintop experience, because you will have, ups and downs. And so you just have to, push through those ups and, push through those down times too, and things will turn around.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
One mentor, so I had two mentors early in. So a lot of our married life, I'm a ministry wife, pastor's wife. And so my mother-in-law was awesome at like taking me places with her and showing me things. And I never would have been able to see it. So I saw it through her lens and how she lived it. And then the next pastor's wife that that I served under, she was be yourself. And so I got the benefit of a roadmap of this is what it could look like. And then I had somebody else right after that say, okay, and be yourself. And so I try to put those two things together. And I would have never have gotten those lessons if those ladies didn't let me do life with them.
Mm-hmm.
Should we ask the favorite food question though?
We should, but I want to, before we get to the favorite food, I want to ask you all. I mean, you all have, grown up in a family of believers. You all have spent your whole life going to church. I mean, have you all benefited from mentors? And it doesn't have to be, when you think about mentorship, it doesn't have to be like a formal, it could just be somebody that, came alongside you and encouraged you or something. But I'm just curious, from the three of you, has there been somebody that you've gotten a lesson from that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise?
Oh, you want to? I feel like there's two different sides to it, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to say never mind. I feel like there's two different sides. There's like the family, like immediate family, like watching like my mom and my dad and like the way their marriage is, and like how God has transitioned us to multiple places, and like just the different family lessons of like how to build a good family, and how to have a good relationship and like future stuff. And then I feel like there's also like a little bit of a mentorship with us, like as we grow up together. I don't know. I feel like I've learned a lot from like both of y'all. Like Liv, like I can ask you literally anything. And Deborah, we can yap till like the sun goes down.
Yes. Liv cannot yap till the sun goes down. I can yap. Maybe when it comes up.
But yeah, I feel like it's a good, like, I don't know, I feel like I've grown a lot from having like women in my life, because I don't have any sisters. So y'all are my sisters.
Aww. I think like combining outside, like people outside of the family and in the family, like for, how do I put, like, I listen more to people outside of my family than inside of my family. Like your mom says stuff and they try to, like you're like, I don't really care. Like, not I don't care, but like, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand. You don't know me. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're old and like came from a different time period.
Ouch.
But like, you don't know anything. Like, that's always like been my
emoji.
thing. Is like, you don't understand me. Like, you don't know me. So when I have mentors, like for a while in middle school, I think it started at the very beginning of middle school. So probably like going into 6th grade, there was one lady in our neighborhood who started an organization, and we did Bible studies, but we also did like all these other just events. And she took us a lot of places. She did partnerships with people. So we would go to different, like the Science Center and different places and do all kinds of stuff. And it just kind of brought, like, it was just a girls group. So it brought us together. So it had, you know, a faith aspect. So we did have Bible studies every week, but we also did like all this other stuff. And it was so much fun. And it was great to like, she was kind of an in-between from like my friends and people my actual age and my parents. And I was like, she's cool. Like she's in her late 20s. Like she's closer to my age. So I understand, but she also understands me and I'm comfortable with her. I was never like super comfortable. No Tino shade, but I was never ever comfortable talking to my mom about like anything. So it was nice to have somebody who wasn't old trying to just like spit bars at you, but like that also lets you tell them everything that was going on and not have some lecture to come back at you with. But like, yeah, I've been there. I've done that, you know. Yes, you know, just so it was really beneficial for me to have, and I would consider her like an official kind of mentor for me. But it was just great having somebody that's kind of an in-between bridge between like your friends who also don't know everything, but your parents who are a little far removed. So that was like super beneficial in a time frame where you're growing so much, like middle school. And I think it went into like mid high school, probably like till like right after COVID. And it was something probably don't know where I would be without having had those however many years with her.
Yeah.
Shout out.
It's taking everything in me now. I'm a name dropper. So I'm taking everything in me not to like spit names out. But yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Tori is a good person to talk to, and she always has like good like older sister advice, and I like that.
Aww.
Love it. Thank you all for sharing. That was good. Now we can get to
Favorite foods.
I'm gonna lie. I thought she was gonna say words. I like peanut butter.
You do.
And cheese.
Oh, you
and
do.
Alfredo from restaurants. And ice cream.
And
No, I'm just kidding.
I like soup. I like broccoli
This
soup.
is so random. Cheese and soup.
Oh,
Shrimp and grits. Avocado toast. Tops. And a good salad.
Love shrimp. Love shrimp. I also love a good turkey burger.
A turkey burger is bomb.
I love a good turkey burger.
With an egg, avocado. I think she thought that you said cheese and soup was your favorite food.
No.
When you said that, I think that's why we continued.
Oh, it wasn't?
no.
You know, I think that's what was thought.
was
Yeah.
cheese and soup.
I think that's what she thought.
You telling Skip.
Good catch.
What?
Tell us.
I like chicken Alfredo.
We're going to do the extra pause to make sure you're done.
Deborah used to throw down a mac and
done.
cheese.
I do like
A
mac
cup,
and cheese.
like at any form, any brand, used to throw down a mac and cheese.
I like Chick-fil-A too.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, that's good. So, should we jump into our topic for today?
We shall.
Should.
All right.
We
So,
ought to.
we ought
That's what
to.
Deborah said yesterday.
So, our topic for today is about words, about how words have weight and they have the power to heal or hurt.
Mm.
So that's what we wanted to talk about today. Anybody have any thoughts about that? The weight of words?
I think.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say something that always comes to me is you can always think that you have like. You never know how somebody's going to receive your words. So you could say something in the most upbeat, like bright mood with a smile on your face, and somebody could take what you said and be like, oh, they hate me. Like you never know. And it's it's words are hard because in my head, because you can have the best of intentions saying something to somebody, but you can't control how other people receive what you're saying. So it's like you could, say something and you mean you're having, someone's best interest at heart when you say it. Like you could say it in a positive tone. Like you can do everything to like try and emphasize like what I'm saying is supposed to be good, but you can never control how somebody else receives it. And I think also on the flip side, like, you can't necessarily control how you receive words. Like if something hurts you, you can't fully control your initial feelings. So sometimes like, yeah, because I could talk forever. Yeah.
Well, I was going to read a Bible verse, but bear with me because it's long, kind of. It's James 3:5-10. So too, the tongue is a small part of the body. It boasts great things. Consider how a small fire sets ablaze a large forest, and the tongue is a fire. The tongue, a world of unrighteousness, is placed among our members. It stains the whole body, sets the courts of life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. Every kind of animal, bird, reptile, and fish is tamed and has been tamed by humankind, but no one can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. With the tongue we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who are made in God's likeness. Blessing and cursing come out of the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, these things should not be this way. I think that's the part that gets me. Is like one moment you can be like praising God and being like, I lift you up, God, you're so high. And then the next moment you're talking down to someone or on someone or talking down to yourself. But you're made in God's like likeness and his image. So you're just like, you're praising God one moment, and then the next second you're like cursing people, and you're like, I don't know. That always gets me.
Juicy. I think words are a big thing. Correct me, or if not correct me because it's my opinion, but let me know if you feel otherwise. But I think like, at least with our family, I think words, and specifically like in our household, words are a big thing. I feel like we have a lot of like, everybody has very strong opinions. And I think a lot of times it comes up like, I didn't mean it like that, but you hurt that made me feel like this. And you saying that maybe that's not what I meant. And it's like, you can see like you can say something and have like I know like with like you in specific, or not you, but like us as like a family, like mom, words are a big thing. And like, at least between, I think the two of us, it's like the way we talk to each other. I think we take things, both feel very strongly. And I think so when we say something to each other, it's like are you coming for me? Is that a shot? And sometimes it very much is, but sometimes it's not. Yeah. But like, I'm always like, are you like hating on me? Like, are you coming for me? And sometimes with her, she's like, are you coming for me? Like that hurt my feeling, And I think sometimes you have to take that. Like for me, I can be very defensive. I can be very like, this is what I said. You're not listening to me. Like, let me say it again. We just had this in the car. Like, you're not understanding are you hearing me? And then I can get very intense. I can get very deep. I can get very intense when I feel like people aren't understanding what I'm saying. But you don't know you say something and you have to leave it on the table. Whether somebody receives it, how they receive it, what they do with it is on them. You just have to be careful with what you say and be intentional about what you say and how you say it. And whatever somebody else does with it or how they take it is on them. But I think that's something I need to work on, is not just because it's my mom and I see her every day and I've grown up with her, or not. Well, yeah, I've grown up around her. I mean, with her sounds like we grew up together, That's what I meant, that doesn't mean like she won't be hurt by anything. Like, I think of her as like this is a harsh like way to say it, but I think of her as like a wall. Like, I can just say whatever and it'll just, like it doesn't go, she wouldn't take it any kind of way. But like, I'm learning now, and it might be like not late, but it is like a lot later. I feel like I've thrown a lot at her. And when you sit back, you're like, dang, like I really just be talking out my neck, like I'm talking at my mom and not thinking like she has feeling, like the way that I could be hurt or take something she said in a wrong way, she could just be just as hurt as, you know, about the things I say to her. And so I think that's been something more recently that I've been like very slowly, but trying to work on, is understanding that everybody has feelings and anybody can be hurt by anything, no matter what position they hold in your life, what, you know, who they are to you. Just because it's your parent or your uncle or, you know, somebody, that doesn't mean that they don't have feelings or they might interpret it in a different way, you know. So that's something I've been learning recently.
I remember I was talking to a middle schooler, and the middle schooler was like, you know, people are so fake. Like one day they're this way, the next day they're that day. And I said, middle school, like you don't know who you are day to day. Like you're still growing. You're still trying to figure out who you are. So the things that you say are an expression of how you're growing and what you're thinking. Yeah. And so while you're experimenting with that, you might sound a little crazy. Couple that with, I mean, as parents, as moms especially, we want to create a safe place for our kids and our family. So it is on one hand, it's the greatest compliment that you're experimenting with what you feel and feeling like you can say anything. Yeah. And then it's the greatest responsibility to then start to measure your words. And so, I don't know, I think that's a beautiful sign of growth, that a home was safe and I just let it all out, but now I'm growing and maturing, and now I'm seeing the power of my words. But I mean, we're hurt the most with the people that we love the most because we think they would never hurt us. But it happens because it's the safest place and we're trying to figure out who we are.
Yeah.
That was juicy.
I like what you said, Liv, because you were like, when you like put the words out there, it's like you're laying them on the table. Like, I feel like that's why words have so much like power, like so much weight to them. Because it's like, I saw like a teacher like teaching like a bunch of little kids, and they were like, take this piece of paper, and they were like, okay, now crumple it up and say a bunch of mean stuff. And then they're like, okay, now try to flatten it out and like say I'm sorry while you're like flattening it out. And like you see like the little wrinkles. I was like, just because you say you're sorry like in a situation, because you're like, oh, I realized I was wrong, you can never take it back. Like it'll always have some sort of indent because you can't take your words back.
So where does that leave us if you can't take the words back?
You have to be smart with your words. Be like, it's not talking from your emotions, like talking out of the sincerity of your heart. Yeah. And if you don't have Christ, then that's, you know, there's no,
that's good.
Yeah. Like if you don't have God, like if you don't have like Christ in your heart, the way you talk is from your heart. So your heart is like, it's already in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Because like, I feel like when we talk, it's like an outpouring of whatever is coming out like inside. And like, I feel like especially when we're like under pressure and stuff, when we just start like talking and talking because we're just like letting it all out, it's just figuring out how to like make sure that what like your emotions and your feelings inside, like you figure that out kind of first. That's why it's like be quick to listen and slow to speak. So like you figure that out. You really think about what you're about to say and then you say it. And like, yeah.
And sometimes that's hard, especially in a home context with the people that are closest to you, because you know, we're with each other all of the time. So we wake up together. And so there's so many opportunities in the day to, you know, be in a bad mood or have something difficult happen or just, you know, kind of be upset and so the opportunities to say hurtful things there's just so many when you're living with somebody or you're in community with somebody and you spend a lot of time with them, then that presents itself more often than, you know, somebody I see at work or, you know, somebody I maybe go to church with, I see once a week. But when it's your family and you see them all of the time, there's just so many opportunities to get it wrong.
Yeah.
Get me when I'm tired. Don't get me when I'm tired. we had this phrase at our house. We're like, read the room, room. You know, see where people are and be considerate when you You kind of come in. We don't always read the room,
No,
Grace.
Mhm.
So what do we do when we make a mistake and we don't communicate well? So how do we come back from that?
I know for me, I don't think, well, I'm doing better, I think. I think I'm doing better, but I'm very quick to speak. Like, I'm very like, this is how I feel, like, I just, in my facial expressions mixed with my words, it just can be a bad combination sometimes. But sometimes when I'm like, oh, like I'll go back and I'll just like sit down and be like, I wonder how that person like took what I said. Like, because now, and I think how you feel after you say something will give you a little bit of insight on how the person may have received it or probably received it. And so sometimes, like, even with my friends, like not directly to them or like an attack on my friends, but just something I'm saying that could have maybe been taken like the wrong way. And I said, I'm like, like, I'm like, okay, I just go back and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like this I don't know how you took it, but like, I am feeling really bad about this. Like, I did not mean it like that. I didn't, I know it could come off like this. I'm so sorry. Like, I've been thinking about this. And a lot of the time they're like, Olivia, like, it's okay. Like, that's not what I know what you meant. I know how and that's the nice thing about being around like your family sometimes, like being around people, and they're like, at this point, like, I know how and not that it makes it good or bad, but like, I understand like where I know how to take what you're saying now. But I think for me, when I feel like, I just, if the person is there and you can go back to them, just being like, that's not what that's not how I intended to say it. I'm so sorry. But like you said, it's already out there. It's already crumpled up. So you can't, like, all you can do is say like, that's, I'm so sorry. That's not how I meant it. And then hope that, somebody is like, yeah, like it eases their, their feelings or whatever it is. But that's why it is very important to think before you speak.
Yeah.
I also have been thinking about how important it is to be self-aware of just kind of where you are. And so sometimes when you're not feeling great or you're having anxiety or you're just like not in a good mental space, then, for me, I'm like, okay, this is not the time to try to have, serious conversations or just being self-aware, or maybe I need to go for a walk and clear my head, or, just making sure that when I'm not in a good space, and I'm not feeling good for whatever reason, or I'm feeling anxious, or I'm stressed out, or there are a lot of things going on, to one, ensure that I'm not trying to have heavy conversations with people where I could offend somebody. And then two, being self-aware enough to say, okay, you need to go for a walk. You need to clear your head. You need to, reset. And so just trying to be more self-aware about where I'm at so that I don't have those, conversations. Because I think, Deborah, you brought up a really good point. It's like, out of your heart flows, and so how you're feeling impacts how you respond to stuff. Because I don't know how you all are, but it's so interesting for me because sometimes, depending on the mood I'm in, somebody can say the exact same thing and it hits different.
Yeah.
Like if I'm prayed up and I've been in my word and I'm like, mentally and spiritually strong, and somebody says something crazy, it just rolls off my back. It doesn't even, impact me in the same kind of way. Whereas somebody could say the exact same thing and, I'm not feeling great. I'm, for whatever reason, I have a lot on my mind. And then when they say something, the exact same thing, it just puts me all in my feelings. And I'm like, okay, so is it them or is it me? And then oftentimes I feel like, okay, it's me. There's an opportunity for me to reflect and reset and readjust because it's landing different because I'm just in a different space.
They talk about context is everything. Sometimes I've as I've gotten older, I've learned how to frame my conversations sometimes. So if I'm really stressed or anxious, like I can go to my husband and say, I'm having a really bad day today. I just need to talk this through. Yeah. So if I know where my heart is, but I still need to communicate it, now's not a really good time. Come back in an hour. I think if we can frame kind of where we're coming from, it'll help somebody lean in and maybe not be as offended in the conversation. And not only is it a sign of maturity, but it really builds great community. Like I think about some of my best friendships, some of our best relationships. I mean, sisters, you know, you come through all kind of tough conversations and ways that we've used our words over the years. But I can't get rid of you. Like, you know, it's a life thing. It's a life
For
thing.
life.
It's a life thing. But I think some of our missteps have been our greatest bonding. And to then see the longevity of our relationship beyond just that moment. Like, you know, I know she loves me. I know she cares. I know she doesn't mean this. And think biblically too. Like in the Bible, in the early days, they were community. They did so much of life together. I think we have the power to really create great friendships and relationships when we make mistakes and work through them and don't give up. No cancel culture.
No canceling.
You cannot cancel your mom. You cannot cancel me. Or your aunt.
I think it's interesting too when people, you know how like people always say like actions have to back up your words. But I think it's so interesting, like words are so strong and it's typically like the first thing you have to go off of somebody. And so I think you have to be intentional with the way you say things. And also, like, obviously, at least in my head, like, you can't control how you feel initially when somebody says something. But, like, I think you can control how much of something you take from somebody. I think, like, a lot of times, I don't know, maybe, like, relationships or something, like, and you're just meeting them, like, all you have to go off of are words. And a lot of times, like, that's how people get delusional. Is you just like soak up everything. You know,
somebody spitting game.
You just soak up like I was always big with my friends. Like don't talk to me about what this guy said, how this guy looked. Like, I don't want to be delusional because that's how people get, oh, but he just said this and he said that. And sometimes you don't know until you're in it, then you get stuck. But I think it's just a real, like a thing. Words are just all you have to go off of for a good amount of time with people. And I think you just have to be very intentional on what somebody's saying and then what they are or aren't doing. And then you're like, okay, are your words empty or are they, you know, are they full of something?
Ooh, that's good. That's deep. I was thinking when I was when we talked about the topic, I was thinking through different like accounts in scripture and how different relationships get framed based on like words. And what you're saying is like giving me Samson, Delilah. You know, like we have to be careful of people who misuse words in our lives. I think that's a really good caution. And looking specifically when your words don't match your behavior. That's like a whole Bible study right there. Because she's saying she loves him and then she wants to violate his most sacred secret. And here's the other thing. If it's going against what God's, like how God is moving in your life, that's another indicator. You might have just changed somebody's life with that one.
I feel like it's a big thing. I feel like especially like when you're in like high school and college, like and you're meeting new people and people are saying things and it's even friends, like our freshman year, like people were just talking like you don't know somebody. So you don't know what they're saying. So all you can go off of is what they're telling you. And a lot of times we come to find out like, you just said this 2 months ago, but you're not really like somebody had told us like their cousin was like Lizzo's backup dancer and she could get us to the Drake concert or something, you know, like something dumb. And I'm like, okay, like cool. Like, I don't know you. So sure. Like I believe you, you know, like that's cool. Come to find out like, you know, or like your parent is the president of like something dumb, but it's like, all you can do, like, I believed you. Like, now I feel stupid because I thought you was really getting, you know, like, I thought it was really, you know, So it's like how you have to be intentional both ways. Like, okay, you know, I don't really know this person. So that'd be super cool if like their cousin was a backup dancer, like, you know, in a couple months, like we get concert tickets, that's cool. But also this might not be true. Like, I don't know this person at all. So I feel like how you take things and how you, you know, offer things is super important. Was that boring?
No, I'm sorry.
Are you bored?
No, I like Lizzo's backup dancer.
Yeah, I think you're speaking to the point of discernment, right?
Yeah.
Just, being able to discern.
See the fruits
Yeah,
of their
yeah,
actions.
fruits of their actions,
Are they
yeah.
rotten? Are they rotting?
Love, joy, peace.
Or are they?
Oh yeah, VBS.
Patience, kindness, goodness.
Gentleness.
That's not right. It's
goodness.
faithfulness.
Oh, faithfulness. I was just a teacher.
I want to learn a dance that goes with that VBS. And that goes back to what you said in James, right? That the things that come out of man's mouth is often evil, and you have to watch.
Yeah. You have to really be. Yeah, you have to be discerning. You just cannot go off of
Yeah.
what somebody says to you. There has to be fruit.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone's, like it was saying, like the tongue is like uncontrollable. Like you can't control it. And I think like when it says like no one can tame the tongue, I think it's like obviously referring to like us, like no one can tame the tongue. But when we bring it to God and we ask God, speak through me. And I think if you have the opportunity, if you're going into like a conversation or something or a setting, and like maybe sometimes you always get like ticked off with these people or like something, it's important to like I think pray before you get in those settings and make sure what you're going to say is like covered by God. Because sometimes we can just talk away without like, trying to be intentional. So I think if you have an opportunity to pray and to like ask God or to like read your word like before and get in the right like spiritual set before you're going to like say something or speak somewhere or have a conversation, I think that's always a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I like in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, 23 through 24. This is kind of like that spiritual maturity piece. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. Everything is permissible, but not everything builds up. No one is to seek their own good, but the good of the other person. And so as I've grown in spiritual maturity, every time I open my mouth is not just for me.
Yeah.
Like there are times that I need to express how I feel. I think that's been one good thing about our generation. I think we listen to younger people more. Like I think we're more tolerable of having the conversation. When we were younger,
They're
it was
making
like,
faces at us.
when we were, no, you might think we're a little bit restrictive, but we listen a lot more. And when we were growing up, it was like kids' table, grown-up talk.
Yeah.
Like there really wasn't a space
Mm-hmm.
to express yourself the same way as this generation does. But I've had to like stop and ask myself, what's my purpose for my conversation?
Yeah.
And so even though I could say this might not be beneficial. And I think that has helped me in a lot of like tough situations, especially like you're meeting new people, especially somebody's upset or angry and you think you're right. We've been married a couple decades. And so, you just realize that like not everything I'm feeling needs to be said, even though I could say it.
Yeah.
But can we go back to the generational part?
Yeah.
Like we talked a little bit about mentors in the beginning,
Mhm.
this idea of, so we've all been changed by having conversations with someone who's pouring life into us. How do we encourage that intergenerational communication? Because even sometimes when we talk, you all make a face, like you look at each other and
Like
you
they
make a
just
face.
did.
They just did. They just did. How do we, if we know it's beneficial to have like seasoned people speak into your life, and then for you to speak in each other's life, how do we encourage that intergenerational? So you don't shut us off. We don't want to be shut off.
Okay. That's a very loaded question. I'm trying to
Like,
figure
it
out how
is.
to answer the 15-part question.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And
Yeah.
it depends on who. Like, I feel like you have naturally like different kinds of relationships, different kinds of conversations with different people intergenerationally. So like, even, what are you guys? Millennials?
I always
Or
get
before.
confused. I don't think
I don't know.
I'm
No,
not
you
sure.
guys are past millennials, huh?
I don't
I think
I'm a
that
We're
millennial.
before.
You're before a millennial.
I'm going to have an answer for you.
So I think like going on, okay, if you guys are not millennials, which would make sense, whatever's before that,
Uh-huh.
I think you have different kinds of and
We're
everybody's
Gen X.
Gen X.
Jeez
yeah.
Louise.
Ooh.
So
This generation is defined as anyone born between 1965 and 1980. Gen X.
okay, yeah.
Ooh.
So
Ugh. I'm sorry.
that's crazy because some people's parents
You had a mere
are
mention of our
millennials
age.
and our parents are Gen
Yeah.
X.
Like
some
like we skipped the whole like midsection of
yeah, but like some kids like our age have millennial parents and
They
not
do.
Yeah.
Gen
They
X.
do.
Yeah.
They do.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, if you stop and do the math.
Yeah.
I mean, we both
We don't
had
do the
kids
math.
older in life. I
Don't do
mean,
the
I
math.
had
Yeah.
I was 30, so I mean, I was older. And not that that's old,
That's-
but some people, have
What do they
children
say?
younger.
I mean, that never finds me. I'm just playing. But I think, and everybody's different. Everybody's relationship is different with different people. Like, so it's very catered towards the individual person and who they feel comfortable. But I think, like, for me at least, like, again, like once I hit that like middle school, high school age, like the millennial in my life was who I wanted to tell everything to. I was not in the, like, a lot of people feel like, oh, my mom is my best friend. Like, I can tell her anything. That was very much not me. I was like, I don't even want to tell her what time I woke up this morning. I don't even want to tell her what I want for breakfast. Like
it's like
I'm
mom
not-
is mom, and
mom was very much mom. And I was like, I don't want to tell her not one thing. I don't even tell her what shoe I want to wear this year. Like,
And that's so typical. I mean, if you look at the lifespan and development, that's very typical for that age.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's
middle
comfortability
school,
though, because I had a lot of friends too that had moms that they felt very, very, and I have, and this is not a diss, like, it's not no shade intentionally, but like just naturally, I think if we're talking about intergenerational like conversations and like speaking, like I felt more comfortable telling my friends' moms like all my problems than like my mom out of like, I didn't feel out of like a safety thing. Like I felt safe with other people. And so I think the kinds of conversations you have with people that are of different generations is based off how they make you feel.
And also, so as a middle school teacher, I did spend a lot of time teaching middle school. Some of it is the anonymity you get with someone who doesn't know your whole life. So you can kind of experiment a little bit more and express yourself a little bit differently because this person doesn't know everything about you. So you can kind of find some safety in that.
And how they react to you.
So if I want to say, how could we remove
You
barriers?
can't get grounded.
How could we remove barriers
accountability.
and make it,
In other ways, though, I think. Like, I think it's nice when somebody, I mean, obviously some things are warranted consequence. Like some things you just need to be like, that was wrong. You need your phone gone, like, or something like some things, yes. But I think some things too are learning experiences. And I think sometimes for me, how I felt. And again, this is how like I take things that she said or, and I keep them like, oh, she reacted like this that one time. I don't want to say anything near that again to her because she's just going to go off, like, or things like that. Yeah. And that's how I like you internalize what somebody has said to you, even once or twice. And then again, that goes back to like on both ends, you have to be intentional, like how I received it and how, the person said it. So now I'm like, okay, like, but maybe if you would have like said, if you would have told her something else or did this, like maybe it wouldn't have been the same kind of reaction from her, like but yeah, all in all, I felt.
One of my takeaways from what you were saying is I think it's helpful for parents especially, but people working with younger people is to make sure they have a diversity of people that can speak to their lives. So as a mom, like I want to speak into my daughter's life, but I also always tell her, like, if you can't tell me something, you can tell Auntie KK, like intentionally putting people in her life that she can talk to other than me. So I think that's a good takeaway. How else can we remove barriers with like how, the older generation wants to pour into you?
Yeah, I think there's like a couple steps. I'm not going to name all of them because I don't know them. But I think if you start off with like an open mind, kind of like what Liv was saying, like, okay, I'm going to tell you this, but I'm telling you because I feel like you won't ground me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like being open-minded and being accepted. Like, okay, I'm going to hear out this younger generation who I think has no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm not going
Yeah.
to say that. I'm just going to hear them out and let them lay it all on the table. And then just being intentional with the feedback you give. Because if they like say this or say that and you give feedback that's a certain way, then you're like, okay, just going to go to my friend who's my same age, who understands, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
And I feel like it's also really important to get like someone else's viewpoint and like not just like your friends who are so
Mhm.
blinded to just
Yeah.
saying whatever makes you feel happy and whatever, like,
Mhm.
you know, because sometimes I feel like my friends like will just agree with me because they're with me. But then like if
Mhm.
somebody else said something contradicting to me, they'll agree with them because they're with them at like the time, if that makes sense. But I feel like it's just like learning to like try to understand. Like, I don't know, like try like for us, like as younger, like to hear what you guys are saying and not just like brushing it off like, oh, like
Mhm.
whatever, but like trying to hear it. And then you guys also trying to hear and like trying to understand what we're saying. Because I think if we're so stuck in like, I'm right, you're
Mhm.
wrong, or you're right, you're always right, and we're wrong, I think that's where
Yeah.
it stops. And I think we gotta like accept we're not always right, and we have to like let ourselves hear and be open to accepting like criticism or wisdom.
Yeah.
And I
Ooh.
think you hear it, well, at least for me, like it's now where I'm like, oh my gosh, when they said this like 5 years ago, I didn't understand what they were talking about. Like, I just thought they were crazy and just being mean and like hated me and just didn't. I could go on of how I felt. But now I'm like, I see why they said something like that. Like, I understand it now. Like, I get it. And now, you know, like now I really understand. And they said that for a reason. And it actually like was real. Like they weren't just saying stuff just to say it or just because they wanted to be mean or just because they wanted to criticize me. That actually is a real thing. Then I understand now. I just didn't. I think you can. What is it like? You can listen but not hear but not understand. Like whatever it is, like you heard it. It came through, but it didn't sink in. And so I think it's always like you hear stuff and it's there, but like you might not understand or apply it or want to until later. And I'm like, I remember like this specific instance when they said this to me and I was like so confused and couldn't understand why they would say something like that to me or they don't get it. And now I get it.
Yeah, there was one thing, Heather, you said, and this was a long time ago. You were saying, like, I always assume positive intent. And that's something that I've carried forward, you know, personally, professionally, since you said it. It's just like every situation, especially with people that I love and that I know love me, that I'm always trying to have a position of, okay, I'm going to assume positive intent. Like I'm going to assume that they didn't mean to hurt me. And then that serves as a baseline for me to be able to like process what they said, even if something is said that's like so offensive to me. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I know they love me. I know they care about me. You know, we have a whole history together. It's like even with marriage, you know, when your husband or something says something and you're like, you know, I'm so offended. And it's like, well, okay, I know he loves me. So let me try to look at this from a different perspective. And so I'm always thinking about that, especially in relationships. And, you know, in particular, if I'm thinking about Olivia, you and I, summer, because, you know, would you say this might be like the toughest summer for us? One of the toughest summers it's been so far. And so we've had quite a few, you know, words that have hurt and healed. But just always trying to think about positive intent. And I know one thing I came back to you, you know, we had a tough discussion and I came back and I was like, you know what? I think I apologized.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, you know, it's interesting because, you know, if we look at, you know, like the discussion we were having, like if I look at 100 things that Olivia does, right? So she does 100 things. There was like one thing that I was fussing about. And the other, like she does 99% of the things that she does, you know, I'm like in a total agreement with. And there's like one thing. And it's like, why am I so fixated on this one thing and not the 99 way, you know? So it's like, our conversations don't have to be about the one thing where we have disagreement about, because there's
I
like,
think we both do the same thing.
There's
And I think
not-
that's
yeah.
what makes it bad is like I'm so fixated on like, and I'm still trying to not be, but I'm very fixated on what she did and how she made me feel like in middle school and high school, or what she didn't do that like made me, and everybody, you take accountability for what you do. But I always am like, it's like hanging, it's like when you have baggage, like you're just keeping it, but it's like holding you and you're pulling somebody else down too. And it's like, oh, but I remember when she made me feel like this, and I probably wouldn't have done this if she would have like said this or didn't say this to me or didn't do this. And so I still I'm like, well, you just, if you would have just listened to me instead of telling me something, then I wouldn't have done this and I wouldn't have been like this. And then you wouldn't think of me like this. But I think I think we do the same thing to each other, and it doesn't stop. Like we just like, you did this, but I wouldn't have done this if you did this, but you didn't tell me this. So how was I thinking? Like, it's just this whole thing.
I have a question. Like you said, like it kind of feels like you still have like past things that you're like kind of still holding on to that are like still like your baggage.
Yes.
How do you like for anyone that's like kind of also feeling like that, like how are you starting to like work through that and like let that go kind of?
I think what gives me like, I don't know, because I'm still I'm still in it. But like this just sounds bad too. I was about to say, I think about my future kid and what now I know what I do and don't want to do. Yeah. And but I also think of it as a learning experience, like for both people. Like I think, like I've, said one too many times, like, what I personally think my mom's did wrong or said wrong. And I'm like, I know she feels it. And I think she knows. And I've also expressed, not a command that makes me sound so terrible. Like, don't ever do this with Deborah. But I've said that too. And so sometimes I don't know if she does or not. I don't know what their dynamic is like because I'm not home. But I think just some piece, like now I know like what I do and don't want to do with my kid and how it can make somebody feel. And also like now I know what somebody could be going through or like they might not have somebody at home they want to talk to. So like I work a lot with kids, especially like during the summers, I work a lot with teenagers. And I am like, I don't care what I said, I am a mandated reporter, but outside of that, like, I want to hear all the biz, I want to hear it all. You can tell me, obviously, technically there's a hierarchy, like there's a professional thing, but I'm like, if I need to break that down for a second for you to have somebody to talk to, like, I don't care what you did. You can tell me, like, I'm not going to say everything, what they tell me, but some crazy things. But I'm like, clearly you don't have anybody to talk to about this. And you need somebody, again, that's not your parent, or that's not, a lot of them live with their grandparents, or not your auntie, like that, somebody that's not going to just, beat you or, or do something to you, but that'll express to you that your feelings are valid and that, it's okay that you did this. Now, like, what did we learn from this? Or not just like, you are dumb. Don't ever, not that my mom said you're dumb, but like, just made you feel stupid, or like made you feel like what you're thinking or what you did or how you felt when you did something isn't valid or like understandable. So now I think like, I don't want people to feel like how I did. So now I think it makes me feel good that like, when somebody has like gone through, and this makes it seem more traumatic than it really is. Like it makes me seem like I just went through, hell and back or something. But I think just now, like, I think I approach things with kids different ways and like with a softer and like more open heart, because I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're like super wrong or that they can't feel things or they can't, that they're wrong for like, trying some, like anything, that they're just like wrong and that they're just like the scum of the earth. Not that my mom's ever called me the scum of the earth.
Well,
but that's kind of what brings me like
We got a saying
You
at our
know.
house. Our oldest is 21. Same, and they're all good friendships, cousins. But Mark will always say, like, I was your experiment. Like, I was your experiment, because you don't get a handbook.
Yeah.
You don't get directions. You
Yeah.
don't get, and you fumble and you make mistakes. And what I love about like all of the cousins in our family on this side of the family, you all are growing into such amazing young men and young women. And people will often say, like, you did such a good job raising your kid. And I don't know if you've heard me say this, Victoria. I'm like, listen, God stepped in where I fell short. And I think the true miracle is that we make all these mistakes together and we walk through all these hard times together and we use our words and misuse our words and use them better later. But it all comes together in this beautiful way that we grow and our relationships are formed. I lost the last part of that. But God fills in the rest. And I think, I don't know how people live without having like a God-fearing relationship where he can cover sins. Because we didn't talk about forgiveness, like a big piece of using our words because of what Deborah said in James. Like, we are sinful creatures prone to do evil through our words and misuse them. So forgiveness is what kind of helps us get through and maintain relationship. And if you take that to the model of what Christ did, like, I love when I read the scripture, like, I love what Jesus did for me. I love that he died for me. I love that he atoned for all of my sins. And I could just stop there. But then when I go and read, while I was still a sinner, he died for me. That's like a whole nother layer. It's not like, I died for you. Oh, you're not that great a person. It's like, I knew the worst things that you would do, and I still chose to go to the cross. So then in my relationships, I look back and I say, the very worst can come out of us. But if God forgave me, then I can forgive you. And so that redemptive part of our relationships as we learn how to use our words is like it's like the greatest second gift to me past salvation.
Yeah. And I think what you just asked and what you said before about what Auntie Heather said about what you asked, going back to your question and tying it to what you said about assuming positive intent with people. Like, I feel like in the moment, especially as like a kid or a teenager, you assume like they hate me, like they don't, they don't like me, like whatever, they just want me to suffer. And they are on a power trip or something, like initially. But now looking back, I'm like, no, like it's out of, love and care for me. And then like what you just said, understand, like Dad always says all the time, like, we're doing this first too. This is our first time doing this too. And it's like, so it's always remembering, like, one, like assuming that, somebody is coming to you, especially somebody, like you said, that loves you and that, and that cares about you, but also understanding like everybody that you're encountering is on earth for the first time. Everybody is that age for the first time. This is everybody experiencing this first day at the first time. Like, people, this is life for the first time for everybody. And so it's like, for me personally, I can't get so caught up in how I feel and thinking that somebody should know everything and know how to say everything. And if they said this, they really meant it because they're old enough to know that, like whatever. But it's like, no, like and I think, like all, like you said, it's redemption, all the word, like it's understanding, you just,
forgiveness.
It's forgiveness, it's everything. And so just having such a graceful heart is so important.
By grace alone.
It's my guys, I got it. I got the tat. She got the tattoo. Yes, it's there.
By grace
I won't
alone.
lift up my shirt, but just know it's there. It's right here. It's right here.
Yeah.
In cursive is cute.
Hey,
It's cute.
Yo, can I say how like grateful I am that we're not the first children?
Yo, because Deborah got like Snapchat when she was like 3.
Okay, wait.
I'm talking about like like it's just like I get to see everything like happen, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, I know how mom gets when that happens. Okay, now it's like now I feel like I have a better understanding, and I know, and I can
luxury,
and I can I can grow. I can learn from you. You're teaching
so
me.
We are down, and this is great. An hour is not enough time, but we are
I told you
down.
that when we first started.
Down. Yeah, we're
she
down
was talking
to a
about
minute.
40 minutes.
So let me just say this really quick, because I think we want to. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." And so I think what we're saying here is that we want to practice, using our tongues for life, right? And not death. And we know how powerful the tongue is, how hard it is to tame it, and then how important it is to tame it, and how powerful it can be. And so we want to choose to build people up and build life, and we're committed to that. And this
to
has
each
been,
other.
Speak life. So thank you to my big sis.
Thanks for having us.
And my niece, big sis, and my niece, Victoria, for being with us today. And we'll start.
I'm Deborah.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Karis.
And
I'm Heather.
Yep.
Oh, and Victoria.
Thank you for joining the Doc Podcast.
I was adding them. The Docs.
Thank you all for watching.